Curious about the new Call of Duty? Well, it's bad. Let's talk about it next. So welcome back to the Steelhead Station, and today we're going to talk about the new Call of Duty. And yes, I got the notification that it was ready to be downloaded, and that's exactly what I did. And I'll tell you what, it took almost 40 minutes to just download this, and I have very high-speed internet. The processes it goes through to download are ridiculous. It went through a main download from the Play Store, and then you had multiple downloads after you downloaded that. And once it took, as I said, 40 minutes to get to this point where I could actually add my name in. And of course, as you see here, you have a very limited amount of names that you can, or not letters you can use in your name. So you can see here, just selecting a name took 5 minutes and finally opens up. But then, oh no, you still got more waiting. And finally, almost an hour later, I get to the screen where you can go in, and they immediately want you to choose what type of player you are. So I went for doesn't play, doesn't know much. Even though you guys all know that's not right. And that was something I didn't know, that the more you play, the more it's going to store graphics on your phone for future, which means this is going to be very data heavy. And lots of people were talking about how this game would not run on their phone. Like, they didn't have the capacity to even run it. And then other people were talking about their capacity to run it, but with massive overheating problems. And finally, like I said, an hour later, we finally get in to start playing. We do the training modes, and then finally you do 3 training missions, which don't let you train. You finally get to do a real game. The thing is, there's no training room or shooting range or anything to dial in your sensitivities. You have to do your sensitivities basically in-game. And while the graphics aren't bad, they're not high-end. Maybe if you play for a week and it stores a ton of extra data on your phone, which is going to load your phone up pretty bad and probably slow the game down even more, then maybe you get better graphics. But, I mean, this was just terrible controls, and this was about the second game I played, because the first game it wanted to do all auto, and I didn't like that. And so I switched it to manual, and all the buttons disappeared. So to just go in and find all your buttons is tough. But then to, set your sensitivities, it's horrible. You can't do it. And see, I mean, like, this is gyroscope. I mean, just finding the gyroscope function is tough. So the guy just immediately crushed me. Again, this is like the third game It should be almost bots, but it's not. You're actually playing guys that have been playing this in beta for 2 months, which is another thing. There's no like levels of, like in PUBG, where you start out at bronze and you work your way up to conqueror. You're thrown right in with guys who have been playing for 2 months already. And you'll see here how bad the gyro was. And the gyro settings aren't even in the... See, look how crazy it goes. I'm like, okay, well, this is just terrible. And the gyro settings are actually under the interface. They're not in the section that's called settings. And it's just a terrible setup of a game. Terrible design. I was going to give it a real shot, but it's getting deleted right here. You see here, it's in gameplay. You have to go and you have to scroll all the way to the bottom just to find the gyro settings. And the game is almost unplayable without gyro. And I mean, you can put everything into auto, but then it's just real boring and you're still going to get wrecked. And you can see here there's all kinds of extra settings that just like, okay, what's the point of all of these? Do you really need all this stuff? You're just making it harder for people and taking up precious data space in the game itself. And there you can see I finally found the gyro settings, and they're pretty weak. I mean, you just got like this little tiny slider. It's bad. It's a bad game. The original Call of Duty Mobile was way better than this game. And New State, which got crapped on at its launch, is light years ahead of this game at launch. And by today's standards, might be the new best battle royale game out there, other than you still have people who refuse to play it because of the launch that it had. And I would recommend don't even bother with this game. I mean, here I jump back into the game, and you'll see in a couple of these shots where I get shots off on guys. Like right here, I drop in and boom, I get some shots on this guy and I'm wrecked. See, watch this guy do a dive, and that's who you're playing against in your second game. This guy's probably been playing for quite a while, and you got to play against somebody like that, who's got all of his settings all redone, everything. And this was dropping in another spot. I had changed the gyro settings, thought I got them in a little bit better where it wasn't bad. And I'm just kind of looking around. I'm testing out the gun. You know how things go. This is all stuff you should be able to do in a training room, but they don't even have a training room. It's a bad game. It's bad. And you'll see here, I end up seeing there's a guy up on this roof. And I hit him like 4 or 5 times, nothing. He jumps off the roof and just whacks me. Like, I don't get it. Boom, just that easily. And so here I changed the settings real quick again. Got a little bit better control of the gun and the gyroscope. You win the gulag, you get to come back. Jump back in the game. All right. Let's see here. I'm going to run around. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe things are a little bit different. I'm trying to figure out how to get the sprint to work. The sprint is weird. Like I said, this is all stuff that you should be able to figure out in training room. You shouldn't have to do this in a live game. And I don't know what the deal is, but I mean, this is like PUBG when it first came out level graphics, and they're trying to say that, you need to keep playing if you want the better graphics to load in eventually. Like, who does that? And I think that is just flat out a lie that they're telling people about the graphics and the capabilities of this game. And there I saw a jet go over, and then I see a guy running on the hill. See, the gyroscope's a little bit better. I'm starting to get it dialed in, but why do I have to do that in-game? And I think a guy is parachuting back in, and see how many times I had to hit this guy to clear him. Like what is going on here? I mean, nobody wants to die instantly, like in PUBG Mobile right now, where you get hit 2 times and you're dead. But I mean, that's ridiculous. That was like 10 seconds to kill that guy. And you can see the potential of the game, but it's not good. And look, you can't even get up this mountain. I'm like trying to figure, and then gyro's going weird. This game is going to be dead very, very quickly. And we're not even getting into the content creators versus the players. Like I said, there was people who were claiming that this game was overheating their phones like crazy. This is being played on a OnePlus 9, and I had no heating issues at all. The only thing like I said was it took forever to download, and the gameplay itself is just terrible. Like, there, I light this guy up a bunch of times. Then I shoot him with missiles or rocket launchers. Hit him with, and he doesn't die. I got him there. All right. And got him there again. Still alive. Like what is up with this game? Like, if you haven't downloaded it yet, forget it. My recommendation, don't do it. And if you have, good luck to you, because I'll be deleting it right now. And it's just a complete fail, in my opinion. And I was there to give it every chance in the book, but it's bad. It's bad. It's so bad, people. And to all the creators who said it was amazing, and you can see here's the worst part. I was only getting less than 30 frames per second on a phone that does 90 frames per second. What a joke. Thanks for watching. Stick around. We got more coming. Later.